Hello and welcome back to the FPL Tom YouTube channel. In today's video we're going to be taking a look at the best transfer targets ahead of game week 21, and we're also going to take a look at, is Martin ØDEGAARD now essential in FPL? If you do enjoy the content that you see on the channel, please like and subscribe, and also don't forget to comment down below as I do answer all questions in the comment section. But yeah, that's enough waffle from me. Let's dive in to our game week 21 transfer targets. And starting off today's video, we are going to be taking a look at Martin ØDEGAARD, answering the question, is he now essential in FPL? He's been absolutely killing it over the past 5 game weeks. He is the highest scoring player over that time period, 51 points scored, 4 goals and 3 assists, and an absolute stunner today against Tottenham in the North London derby. An absolute screamer. He's added so much to his game this season. Before last year, I would have said potentially avoid this player. I thought he was very good on the ball, very good passer, but just kind of lacked that clinical edge, something that you obviously need when you're looking for players in FPL, but it seems like he's added that to his game. He's got the long shot ability as well, on free kicks, on set pieces, and he's been, honestly, like I said, absolutely killing it. 8 goals, 5 assists for him so far this season in the Premier League, and he's getting to that point for me where he's essential and he's going to be in everybody's team. He's outscoring all the other Arsenal midfielders as well, like Saka and Martinelli. I don't think they're bad options if you do have them in your team, but with the double coming up in game week 23, I think it potentially could be on the cards that we have 2 Arsenal midfielders within our side, because this man has been absolutely explosive over that time period. I love the fact that he's on set pieces. I love the fact that he can take a wicked free kick as well. We'll run through the fixtures very quickly. Manchester United in game week 21, a little bit of a difficult fixture with the kind of revival under Ten Hag. Been doing excellently since post World Cup. Then Everton in game week 22, so a fixture you definitely want to be taking advantage of with their current situation. And then a very, very tricky double, in my opinion, in game week 23. Brentford, who've been absolutely amazing this season, really going under the radar how well they are doing. And then obviously Manchester City as well in game week 23. A massive, massive game in terms of the Premier League and who is going to be lifting the title come May/June. So a massive, massive double for them. But I do think ØDEGAARD has just proven himself to be a wonderful, wonderful player, and getting to that point in the game where he's absolutely essential for everybody's FPL teams. Let me know down in the comments below, have you got Martin ØDEGAARD in your team? And if you haven't, what are your plans? What are you planning to do? Are you planning to get this guy in? Are you going to avoid him? Are you going to kind of hope that Martinelli and Saka kind of keep up pace with him? Or are you going to go for the double and get both of them in? Let me know down in the comment section below. Moving on to our second transfer target of the video, and it is James Ward-Prowse, a player that I would not normally recommend as he's kind of just a little bit unreliable in FPL. Obviously, he does score some wonderful, wonderful goals, but it's so sporadic, so hard to pick when he's going to be able to do that, and that's not what we're looking for in FPL. However, there's been a change in kind of situations, change in the role that James Ward-Prowse now plays for Southampton. Nathan Jones has pushed him a little bit further forward into the cam position, kind of just playing behind the 2 forwards that they have, either Che Adams or what's the other guy's name, Maja or Armstrong, kind of just playing behind them. He's no longer playing in the double pivot. He's moved a lot further forward, and this is showing in his game, in his stats. The Everton game as well, absolutely prime example of the new potential James Ward-Prowse we could have on our hands. Over the past 5 game weeks, as you can see, 4 goals, 1 assist, 34 points scored. Good XG as well for James Ward-Prowse. When he does usually go on these periods where he does get plenty of goals, the XG is usually horrific, to be honest, because, well, it's usually a free kick or a long shot that he's scoring. But over the past 5 game weeks, he has been absolutely killing it in the midfield scene. 2nd most shots on target, 4th most attempted assists, 3rd for XG, and the 4th highest scoring player. With these amazing fixtures as well coming up for Southampton, I do think it potentially could be time to look at James Ward-Prowse. He's no longer that player that we kind of was so hard to predict when he was going to be, you know, scoring the points, getting the hauls. I think when he's playing that little bit further forward, kind of in a little bit of a similar role to Martin ØDEGAARD, we know he's got that technical ability as well. And with these amazing fixtures over the next 6, I do think it is potentially time to jump on James Ward-Prowse. The fixtures coming up: Aston Villa at home. Obviously a little bit difficult kind of predict where Villa are at the moment. They've been doing kind of well, but it's a little bit hit and miss so far this season. Game week 22, they do take on Brentford. Like I said, I'm really impressed with Brentford at the moment. I think that is a super difficult fixture. Wolves at home, a massive relegation 6-pointer. Then Chelsea away. Obviously Chelsea not experiencing the best form themselves, so definitely a team that can be taken advantage of. And then it is Leeds and Leicester in game week 25 and game week 26. Some absolutely massive fixtures for Southampton and Nathan Jones in their bid to survive. And a key man, I believe, if they are going to do well for the remainder of this season, is James Ward-Prowse, playing in that number 10 position, playing in that cam position just behind the strikers. The stats are kind of leading towards that, you know, there's been an increase in his output, increase in creativity as well. Pair that with the fact that he's on corners and free kicks as well. We all know about his dead ball ability. He could be an absolutely explosive asset over the next 6 game weeks. Let me know down in the comments below, have I convinced you to potentially take a punt on James Ward-Prowse in game week 21, or are you just going to avoid him? Let me know down in the comments section below. Solly March is the next player that we're going to take a look at in today's video. Him and Brighton over the past 5 game weeks have been absolutely killing it off the back of an amazing performance against Liverpool where they ran out 3-0 winners. This man getting 2 of the goals in that performance as well. 4 goals, 2 assists and 46 points over the past 5 game weeks for Solly March, making him the 2nd highest point scoring player in that time period. The reason I've included him in this video is kind of not just him, but Brighton players in general. I definitely think over the next 6 to 7 fixtures, they've got some really tasty fixtures. I think it's time to kind of jump on the Brighton bandwagon, get these players into our side. Running through the fixtures quickly: Leicester, Bournemouth, Crystal Palace, Fulham, Newcastle and West Ham. Some really amazing fixtures in there. The Bournemouth one stands out as they've not won in 4 Premier League games. Leicester at the moment are absolutely riddled with injuries as well. Crystal Palace in a little bit of a downturn in form as well. I think they've only won 1 of their last 5 league games. Fulham and Newcastle, a little bit difficult, harder to predict, but Brighton are a very good team themselves, and West Ham down in kind of the lower positions this season. One concern with Solly March is kind of around his expected data: 0.78 expected goals, and he's scored 4 goals. Bit of an overperformance there from old Solly here, but for 5 million, I think you're getting an absolute steal of a player. I really like Matoma as well from Brighton. I think he looks absolutely fantastic. I think these players are going to have an even bigger impact in the Brighton side as well, with the kind of Trossard situation at the moment, kind of him being left out of the team for disciplinary issues. There's also kind of reports that he's potentially trying to push a move through to Spurs, so we might even see Trossard leave, meaning that these players like Matoma and Solly March are going to have to step their game up to another level to keep the good performances coming for Brighton. For my own team, I am looking to replace Cucurella, and I think I'm going to look at Lewis Dunk or potentially Veltman. Brighton have been one of the best defences in terms of expected data over the course of the whole season. I think they're about 5th for expected data. With these good fixtures as well coming up, I do think it is time to take advantage of that. Let me know down in the comments below what Brighton players you are looking at. Are you looking at Solly March, or are you looking elsewhere to take advantage of Brighton's good fixture run? Let me know down in the comments below. But let's move on to our 4th and final player of today's video. And the final player that we're going to take a look at in today's video is Brendan Johnson, a player kind of coming into a little bit of a purple patch at the moment, very similar to kind of Forest's form as well. Amazing fixtures coming up for Nottingham Forest. 5 to 6 kind of huge fixtures in terms of their survival bid this season. Bournemouth, Leeds, Fulham, Manchester City, West Ham and Everton, playing loads of bottom 6 clubs in that period. And you think if Forest are going to stay up, they are going to need to take as many points as possible from this next period. And the player that I have selected to potentially take a look at from Nottingham Forest is Brendan Johnson. He's been the 4th highest scoring forward over the past 5 game weeks. He's forming an amazing relationship as well with Morgan Gibbs-White. My only concern is the fact that he scored 4 Premier League goals all season. 2 of them come in last game week as well against Leicester. So how reliable is this man to kind of get consistent points? I don't know. Obviously had a really good season last year in the Championship, but there is obviously that big gulf in quality. But I do think he has found his feet. Him and Forest as a side in general have very much found their feet over the past few game weeks. And with Mitrovic missing another penalty today and looking to free up some funds to potentially move to players like Martin ØDEGAARD or other midfield options, I do think the potential to downgrade Mitrovic to Brendan Johnson is on. Like I said, I really like him, really like the fixtures coming up. Bournemouth, especially in game week 21, is a massive game for Nottingham Forest, who are now 3 unbeaten in the Premier League. Bournemouth without a win in 4 games. It's looking very ropey for them. It looks like they're going to get fully dragged into this relegation battle, and Forest are starting to pull themselves away from it, take advantage of the next couple of fixtures as well. So massive games for Nottingham Forest, and I think Brendan Johnson is going to do well over this period. I also really like Morgan Gibbs-White as a player. I probably put him above Brendan Johnson in terms of Forest players, but I didn't want to bombard this video with all midfield options because we're not all looking at midfielders, are we? Some of us need some forwards, so I thought I'd mix it up a little bit. But yeah, I really like Morgan Gibbs-White as well. Love the fact that he's on set pieces, playing in a very similar Ødegaard 10 role yet again. Having that good relationship with the forwards as well, and starting to show signs of his form that he showed in the Championship last year with Sheffield United, showing why he was worth kind of the 40+ million price tag as well. Really like him as an option, really like Brendan Johnson as an option as well if you are looking to take advantage of Forest's good fixtures. But yeah, those were the 4 transfer targets in today's video. Let me know what you think of them. Let me know, have I convinced you to potentially take a punt on any of them? If you do need any help with your team, transfers, captaincy, anything FPL related, or even, you know, if you want some relationship advice, just put it down in the comment section below. We can all help you out down there. I hope you did enjoy today's video. Please like and subscribe, and good luck this game week.